Hello, I'm Harry FleuTV, remember you don't have to. And over the years, Jeff the Killer has become quite an iconic killer, and has spread over the internet as a meme, and a creepypasta. And today I'm going to give you 4 of the best portrayals of Jeff the Killer. So, here we go. Total side note, but fan fiction won't be included in this list. So the Jeff portrayals that'll be in this list will either be sympathetic or scary. So no fan fiction portrayals will be included. So sorry, fangirls. Number 4. Jeffrey from Zombie Studios. Yes, I called him Jeffrey, not Jeff the Killer, not Jeffrey. That's because Jeff isn't a killer anymore, and if you check out Zombie's Instagram, then you'll see why I called him Jeffrey and not Jeff. And the reason why he's on my number 4 spot instead of my number 1 spot is because despite being really good, Jeffrey isn't actually scary. Like, he's sympathetic, sure, especially in Age of Nalgo, but he's more comedic and funny rather than dark and scary. That's the only nitpicky problem I have with Jeff the Killer and Jeffrey in this adaptation of Jeff the Killer. He's more comedic, and maybe it's just due to the low budget of the film, no offense to Zombie Studios, but he isn't really that scary at all. And another thing is, despite being really realistic, and bear in mind this is a nitpick, but I'm gonna say it anyway, even though I love how Jeff wears makeup after having his face burned instead of having white skin, he has his hair turned black from fire for some reason. That's another little problem I have with Zombie Studios Jeff. Like, I mean, I don't really follow logic, and I don't really judge things by logic, but for some reason I just have a problem with Jeff's hair being turned from brown to black from fire. I don't even have a problem with illogical stuff. I'm not one of those people who judging things by logic. So yeah, but that's the only reason why Jeffrey is on the number 4 spot, not the number 1 spot. Number 3. Jeff the Son of Insanity from Journey to the Black Woods. Now, not much is really known about this portrayal of Jeff. Like, Journey to the Black Woods has explained who this guy is, like, ability-wise, but he hasn't explained his origin. So, it's difficult for me to talk about his origin because I don't really know it, and I don't think anyone else does either. But from what I can gather, he was adopted by some creature, like a demon. He was adopted by a demon, and he gained these abilities, like a healing factor, and an ability to breathe poisonous gas on people that drives them to the point of insanity. That's the reason why this Jeff is on this list, because he is actually scary. Like, he is actually scary, although I don't really know his origin very well, and in all honesty, I'm not the biggest, I don't really watch Journey to the Black Woods too often, but that's a topic for a future video. Number 2. Jeffrey Keaton from Mr. Becky Kruger. Now, this Jeff the Killer I really love because of how much of a bad boy he can be. Because as much as it's funny how he's trying to deny being a sympathetic character, but you can't help but being scared of him and sympathise with him at the same time. Or at least I can't. Because, in my eye, Jeffrey Keaton manages to be scary and sympathetic at the same time. And I think that's very creative. However, I do think it's strange how MBK kept the concept of bleach and fire turning your skin white and your hair black in his origin story, Go to Sleep, the True Story of Jeff the Killer. And that, again, I don't judge things by logic, but I have a problem with that, because Jeff the Killer is supposed to be an urban legend. You're supposed to think he's real. And for some reason, people seem to believe that bleach can turn your skin white and fire can turn your hair black. Like, I never got that. I will give props to MBK for having Jeff get the cut smile before going to the hospital. Because the smile would be dried up and treated by then, so that makes a lot of sense. And again, I don't judge things by logic, but like, I really don't like how his skin turned white from fire and the hair turned black from the stuff. And the number one best Jeff the Killer portrayal is Banning Kane's Jeff Woods the Killer. I absolutely adore this Jeff the Killer, and it's what made me make this top 4 list in the first place, because I recently listened to an origin story on Mr. Creepypasta's channel, and I still think it's really good. And the reason for that being is how realistic it is and how believable it is. Because I like how instead of having a white face with a big red smile, Jeff is more believable and more realistic in this story. And spoilers for there are going to be spoilers for those who haven't read or listened to Banning Kane's version of Jeff the Killer. I highly suggest you go check out Banning Kane's story of Jeff the Killer, because it is awesome and I wouldn't want to give any spoilers. So pause the video, go check out Banning Kane's Jeff the Killer on MBK's channel, or Mr. Creepypasta's channel, and return to the video when you're done. So, what I love about this video, about this portrayal of Jeff, is that instead of having a white face or a cut smile, Jeff is shot in the face by a flare gun. And some say that might be a bit more of a Two-Face knockoff. Again, that's nitpicking, because practically anything could be a knockoff in a way. Laughing Jack could be a knockoff of Slender Man, because both of them are tall and skinny with a lust for killing children. And Chucky could be a knockoff of Robert the Doll, because they are both haunted dolls who children spend time with and go insane because of. Like, just, in my opinion, just because it's like a tiny bit of originality, being a knockoff isn't entirely that bad if it's not too much of a knockoff. So, if it's done right and there's a bit of originality in your story, that makes it alright, in my opinion. So, back to the story. I love the brotherly bond that the story explores between Jeff and Lou in this story. And I like how you gave Jeff a reason for killing his parents. It's not a good reason, because killing is wrong. Killing is wrong, as you very well know. But it is a reason. Like, Jeff was given a reason for doing what he did. And he didn't kill off Lou, which I thought was refreshing and kind of cool. So, what's sad is that not many people seem to know about this version of Jeff. Not many people seem to write any fanfics about him or seem to adapt his story into any film or show. Which I think is kind of sad, because I think banning Cage Jeff the Killer is way more superior to the original Jeff the Killer that everyone knows and hates. But enough said. With that said, I love this story, and in all honesty, as a character, Jeff the Killer is amazing. He is a cool character. Not because he kills people, and not because of his origin story, but because of how creative people can portray him as. Like, because of how bad the origin story is, many people have taken the character and creatively adapted the story into something better, whether it be non-bleeding version of Jeff, banning Kane's version of Jeff, or MBK's version of Jeff. All of them are great. And Jeff is cool as a character. His origin story might be really weak, but as a character, he is a creative character when it comes to portrayals. And that is why I love Jeff the Killer as a character. So, with that being said, that's the end of this video. That's the end of my top 4 list. Tell me your guys' thoughts. Tell me which is your favourite adaptation of Jeff the Killer. Tell me why you love or hate Jeff the Killer in general. And, like I said, fanfiction is not included in this list, but I don't mind Jeff being romanticized when it's done right. So, when it's done right, Jeff is being portrayed as a sympathetic character. When it's done wrong, Jeff is being portrayed as a sexual offender for some reason. Like, I never really got the whole Jeff is a sexual offender thing. He wasn't like that in the original story, so I don't know why many fan fictions are portraying him like this. But nonetheless, I love Jeff as a character. As a character, not as a killer, not because of his origin story, just as a character. Shout out to Commander Grizzly for subscribing to me and reacting to my Don't Stop Smiling video. I wanted to thank you for reacting to these videos. It really means a lot. And I will, maybe in the far off future, remake or remaster Don't Stop Smiling. Like maybe do a reboot of it or a re-recording of it, I don't know. But with that being said, I'll see you next time. I'm Harry FleuTV, remember, you don't have to.